Hi, my name's Dale MacArthur. I'm an Indigenous artist. I'm from the White Bear First Nation, just southeast of Regina. I've always been keen on music. I picked up the guitar when I was in high school, in junior high. I had a choice of that or intramurals, and the guitar was more interesting than freezing outside playing football in the snow outside our school. So it just kind of stuck from there. And I've always been listening to my older brother's CDs and records, and music has always been just a part of my everyday childhood. And then as I got older, I took it more seriously. I started studying, self-teaching through magazines and ear training. And when I became into an adult, I guess, that's when I decided, you know what, I want to take a real good run at this. So I started investing in my own lessons, and the networking part I had to learn as I went. I didn't have any formal education on the business side, so I stumbled as I went, basically, through my early years as an artist. I've been a solo artist since about 2012. I've got two releases. I put out one in January of 2015. I had my first alias was Kinder Scout. It was a 4-song EP. It was about just basically discovering myself as an artist, learning my craft as a writer. The second album I put more thought into, more investment. I traveled down to Nashville on invite, did some performances, talked to some musicians from around there, where the heart of the music was, the heart of blues. I met an old fella from Memphis there, fantastic man, I couldn't remember his name. We didn't ask each other's like formally introductions. Our first conversations was, where did you get your guitar? You know, that's all it was about, and it was so inspiring. And I put that into my second album. I released that November of 2017, American Horse EP. That's a 6-song EP that I put out. I'm just working on my third now through the support of the Canada Council for Arts. I'm really grateful for their support. This one is called Pajuta Road. It's a collection of stories using my Nakota language. It's a threatened language. There's only like 3 fluent speakers left in the area. So I'm using my my arts to capture and collect stories and share experiences on that album. The album Pajuta Road, I'll be putting it out early part of 2021 once everything's in place. Your mother dried her eyes when she fixed your tie. I dried my own when you told me goodbye. We never thought you would ever grow up so fast. We tried our best to make these moments last. Now it's hard to look each other in the eye. And somehow I love you just doesn't suffice. I just wanna cry. I stood outside your empty room once more. A part of me listened for you playing on the floor. Our distant hearts has me asking where I went wrong. Hey, do you remember when we danced to that silly song? But now it's hard to look each other in the eye. And somehow I love you just doesn't suffice. I just wanna cry. I know one day your heart will be home once more, and we'll watch your little one playing on the floor. I wonder if you would ask me for advice. You know, a daddy's love for his child would never lie. I wonder if we would look each other in the eye. I'd be so proud of you I wouldn't reply, because I'd want to cry. Moments Last was the first one. It's about a father being inseparable with his son, and as they got older, the teenage years, the rebellious stage that every parent has to go through with their child, wanting to explore their own, being independent, at the same time growing a little bit of distance, and coming back together when the son is grown and starts his own life and brings his own family back home. What's next after the album in 21, when I put it out, I want to be able to dive into the market, specific focus on the indigenous market in North America. That's worked so well for me. I want to be able to expand my networks to each coast in Canada. I also want to use that as my next full-time career. How do I define success in terms of my artistry? Being able to share what you can when you can, being able to continuously grow and develop. I don't see it as a set goal, like a finish line. I see the journey as part of that success. You're growing, you're putting things out, you're writing, you're developing. You're constantly making new friends, new contacts, supporting other new artists as well, and sharing the experiences I have. When someone's starting out and they're struggling, and I see like maybe they could use a little bit of advice or mentorship here and there. This is how I learned. It might work for you. Try it out. Things like that. So to me, the whole journey is a success. I was selected to take part in a Banff musicians residency in early February 2018. I thought I would be locked in a little room in Banff and surrounded by all these prestigious maestros and stuff and composers from around the world. You know, I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? I got little 2-minute songs. I'm not gonna fit in here. And the environment was amazing. Everyone was on different levels of their own artistic journey, and it was so down to earth. It was exciting. It was eye-opening, and it was really, I don't know how to, inspiring, because I met so many new friends from around the world there. My good friend Iskwe was there, and we connected, and we just chatted about life. Wasn't so much business, it was about life and art and how it made us unique. She was using a lot of her Anishinaabeg language as well in her writing, and that kind of also helped to inspire me to keep going on the path I was with preserving my Nakota culture in my next album. And one of the exciting things from that was we did performances at Rolston Hall, and the staff contacted me 2 months later and asked me to host National Indigenous Peoples Day in June 2018 at Banff Arts Center. And that was one of the highlights of my career so far. That's one of the other highlights, besides going down to Nashville and playing all these stages. It was so inspiring. A lot of retrospect, a lot of reflection is what inspires my art. Life story, maybe it's something that I've seen in the news. We're a family of being positive about things that are happening. We don't like to dwell on it. Being healthy is, okay, this stuff happened, but let's be strong in spite of it. Let's still continue being positive people and promote positivity. So things that I look for positivity in things, life events, current events, stories, trends, maybe something celebration, something in a celebration type of theme. For example, I wrote a song called His First Dance. It's about a young couple taking their little boy to a powwow for the first time and documenting his excitement and the awe and how he couldn't wait to get in there and dance with all these powwow dancers and just experience life, welcoming him into the powwow circle. So those things like that. That's what inspires my artistic modes, I guess, when I sit downstairs and start to write. I use a lot of storytelling in my songwriting as my means to communicate. I've tried the pulling stories out of thin air, and I felt a little disconnected to my own songs when I was first starting out. They didn't seem genuine. When I went to Nashville, fantastic people. I met a friend there, and he wanted to produce one of my songs, but he wanted it to be about spending time in the backwoods in Tennessee, and being from Nashville and small town. And I remember thinking, I'm not from here. Great advice, but I'm not from here. I wouldn't feel connected to that song. To me, it felt more natural to write about things I knew about because it felt more genuine. In case I was ever called on something, well, have you ever been down there? No. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to be more authentic in my artwork.
You put away your guns and your memories too. You point the blame at me instead. Where you running to? Put the bottle down. No, it won't help you. A wounded warrior falls and he tries to hide when a feather falls. And you come to a place where you swallow your pride, show your scars and fears to the 40 rocks inside. And this is where you heal, and this is where you cry. Grandfathers gather and they sing for you when a feather falls. Four veterans stand and they dance for you when a feather falls. Where you coming from? We waited up for you. The hungry people sigh. What you gonna do? You better pick up your gun. You know what to do. And the people stand and they dance for you when a feather falls. Hungry veterans stand and they sing for you when a feather falls. When a feather falls.
When a Feather Falls, it's about an Indigenous veteran who comes home after spending so much time in the military, experiencing a lot of things that he has to come to terms with. So he attends a sweat lodge ceremony where he makes peace with that time in his life as a veteran, and the community accepts him back as the hunter. He changes his role from the warrior to a provider for his community, and that kind of inspired the song story behind that. And also in real life, my late father was a Korean veteran, and when he danced powwow, sometimes somebody would inadvertently drop an eagle feather in the middle of a powwow. And back then, growing up in the early 90s, the powwow would stop. All these 100 and so dancers would be asked to clear the arena. And my dad and 3 other veterans would be asked to dance around the feather and then pick it up as a symbol of recovery and the rising of a fallen comrade, basically, someone back in the community. So the importance of healing from that, basically, is the statement behind the song. You need community in your path, in your everyday path. You need to be from somewhere. Like everyone says, oh, I'm from small town so-and-so in Saskatchewan. And people say it with a smile on their face. That's how important it is to everyone. Community is important. It inspires people to feel grounded and connected to having family. If they move from small town to Saskatoon, for example, people want to say, well, I want to go home for the holidays. Okay, go back to your community. To me, it's just about being healthy, and community is a huge part of that. My community has been part of my music journey in the sense that they've always been supportive. Right from day one, our school invested in a lot of guitars for art students and students that wanted to practice music. And that was something I just grasped onto. When I graduated school, I actually went back to the high school, and they sold me my first guitar that I studied on a few years ago. So I was really appreciative of that. And my community of White Bear First Nation supports my endeavors. They play my older songs on the radio, local radio, the Moose FM. They hold a festival whenever they can in front of the beach, Hotel Beach at White Bear Lake, called Moose Fest. And I'm usually there saying hi to everybody, reconnecting, sharing music and stories. And home is White Bear for me. When I retire and I don't want to live in Regina anymore, I'm going back home to White Bear to have that chapter of life. I started calling myself an artist in 2014, summer of 2014, when I started writing my music. I put out a single. I thought, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark, see what I do. I'm probably the worst singer in the world, the worst guitarist in the world. I'm going to put it out there. I did on Reverb Nation. I did it on Line, on my Facebook page. And in spring of 2014, I was selected to perform at the North American Indigenous Games when they were in Regina here. That, to me, that was a highlight. And I was referred to as Dale MacArthur, the artist, Kinder Scout, the artist. And CBC did some interviews with me. Other artists were calling me artist, and I didn't want to accept it at first. Well, I'm not as good as you. I don't think I'm that good yet. I don't have the formal degrees, so I was hesitant on that for a couple of years. I think it really stuck when I put out my second EP, American Horse. I became Dale Mack, the artist, and I've kind of embraced it since then. While I'm using all my skills that I've learned, all my life stories, and I'm creating these pieces of work where I can share, and people ask me, what does this mean? And I have the background to say, well, this is where it came from. So to me, that's when I embraced being an artist. The advice I've been given when I was first starting out is believe in your writing, believe in your skill. Everyone starts somewhere. Use that as your launching point to start off. To me, that mattered after I did that, and when I started my artistic journey, I look back and went, that's what they mean. Just believe in yourself. advice I would give to people just starting out, believe in your writing, believe in yourself. We're so advanced now with technology that you can create your own song, you can create your own story, you can make it work. You can reach anyone around the world right now with technology. Just believe in yourself. People want to hear you. You're the only person that sounds like you. Embrace it and be you and just go for it. Just one thing that I want to share, my album Pijuta Road. Pijuta is Nakota for medicine. So it's a fitting title. It's going to be about positive stories and outcomes and resolves. I'm going to be putting that out in early 2021. I do hope to promote as much as I can and keep growing. If somebody wants to collaborate or somebody has any ideas, I just want to put it out there and build my family, build my friends, circle of friends, and be as supportive as I can to other artists out in their journey and starting out or halfway through. Anything that I can help, I'm going to put myself out there as much as I can to be supportive.